Yo ninjas, I'm Kaio and welcome to this new tutorial about patterns, part 2. This time I want to introduce you a new type of movements that for some b-boys are considered footworks, but for some others they are not footworks. And these are the legworks. Legworks are very similar to footworks, but the difference is that when you do footworks, you usually are sitting in this position and you use your feet and you do steps with your feet. Kinda like doing top rocks, but down. So footworks are more like steps on the floor. Instead, legworks are usually movements where you use your legs, but they are not necessarily steps. It's a little bit hard to explain, but when I'm gonna show you, you will understand better. There are also some kind of footworks called pretzels that are also legworks. Some b-boys don't consider pretzels footworks, they only consider pretzels legworks. Usually when you do footworks, you don't have to sit on the floor, kinda like this, or use this part of your legs on the floor, or your back, your shoulders. You can use different parts of your arms. For example, you can use your hands, your elbows, even your head. But if you go more down, like on your shoulders, it's not considered footworks anymore, usually. So instead, for the legworks, you can change the levels a little bit more. Then there are also other kind of movements on the floor that are called back rocks, that are kind of like footworks, but with the back on the floor. And I'm gonna show them in the next tutorial. So in other words, in breaking, when you dance standing up, it's called top rocks. When you go down, it's called go down. When you do moves on the floor, they are called down rocks. And down rocks can be different kind of movements, like footworks, like legworks, like down rocks, power moves, freezes, and even threads and other things that maybe we are gonna see in other tutorials. You can easily combine these legworks patterns that I'm gonna show you in this tutorial with your footworks. So, since this intro is very long already, in this tutorial I wanna try to talk a little bit less and show you a little bit more. Let me know in the comments down below, or maybe I will put a poll up here, if you prefer tutorials where I talk more and I explain step by step, or if you prefer when I show more and talk less. These two were the most basic pretzels. Now I'm gonna show you a few variations that you can try if you want. many others pretzels or legworks pattern that I could show you, but I don't want to show you too much because I think it's up to you to create new variations. But I want to show you another very cool concept. When you do a half pattern, usually, not always, you can change the direction of your footwork. For example, let's say that I want to do a 6-step. I start clockwise. I do 1, 2, 3. Then I do a half pretzel. So like this. As you can see now, I'm ready to go to the other direction. Like this. And I can do again a half pretzel. And I can start again in the other side. So, usually b-boys, especially beginners, have the stereotype that to change direction you should stop and then spin to the other side. But I think it's not the case. It's more like a continuous movement, like a 8. For example, I show you. If I spin this side like this, to turn to the other side, I don't have to stop and then come back to this side, but I can do like this. Like a 8, you know? And in this way, I keep the flow of the movement. And it's the same with legworks and patterns, but you can use this concept also for power moves. When you do power moves, there are ways to start spinning in the other side without really stopping in a handstand or a freeze like many people do. I actually like both ways. When you change direction in a smooth way, people don't even notice that you change direction. So it's not very impactful. The crowd will not go crazy because they will not even notice that. And instead, when you do a freeze or you stop and then you change, people will see that you change direction. I think both ways are good. In my sets, I'm trying to use both of them. Like change sides smoothly, but also stop and changing sides. So it can be more impactful, but also more smooth. But it's up to you to create new variations and new ways to create patterns and to change directions. That's it for this tutorial. If you want to support me, check out my merch, links in the description. I will also put some links in the description for some other tutorials of pretzels, because there are many more. But I think it's not really necessary that I show every pretzel because there are so many other tutorials on YouTube. So I will put the links down in the description and you can check them. And just try to be creative, change the directions, create new variations, and see you next week. Yo ninjas!